Greetings, badasses. ¿Cómo están? Espero los están bien. I don't know if that's right. My Spanish is old and rusty, and I don't get to practice it very often. Viva la chingonas, because I feel like at this point, I don't know. The only ones are gonna save us. No one's gonna save us. We have to save ourselves. That's the secret. I had every intention of getting on this mat, keep my mouth shut, and doing a flow. Because apparently that's what the world wants. Good morning. Well, I don't know what time it is for you. It's morning time for me. And I'm finishing my coffee on the mat. This is part of my determination, I will say, to get on the mat without making up excuses. Because I can fritter away a day. Fritter in a morning, and then get myself into a position where I think that I don't have time to do fucking yoga. And so, you know what? I didn't turn on my microphone now, so. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Woo! Whoop. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume that that's working, and if not, the sound on this is really gonna suck. Morning groove. I'm doing morning groove. I am a little bit behind. I had a weird, I would call it, if I were teaching, I would call it a spring, cold. It's that cold that kids get, and they fucking prolifically spread it at school right before the end of the year. The weather's kind of nice, or it's kind of not. Like it's alternating this morning, snow and rain, which I'm taking. We need the moisture. I'm not going to complain about that, but yeah. My dad said, my mother only told me I would catch my death of the cold. I can't go out in the cold. And I was like, well, you can't go out in the cold if you have pneumonia, you shouldn't go out in the cold. Crazy. But the cold itself, well, I guess the cold itself can kill you. All right. I stand corrected. You could catch your death of cold. All right. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us, all of the benefits. None of the bullshit. There's plenty of bullshit here. It just doesn't have anything to do with yoga. And Sue, hi Sue. Giving a shout out to Sue. Sue is going to try and go do yoga on the rocks and asking me about what. Those teachers all seem a little woo-woo-y. Yeah, they are. And that's why I've never participated in it, and I think why I've been turned down. They also like studios. They take a whole studio. I think that's a way to guarantee that they've got, 3 or 4 teachers, instructors. Anyway, but Sue, you know what? Thank you. You reminded me. I hadn't really applied to teach yoga on the rocks since before the pandemic. And you know what? Maybe now's my shot. So I'm gonna start sending my application in again. I was pretty sure I was being obnoxious with it before the pandemic, but you know what? Fuck it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you never do anything about it, right, you're guaranteed that it won't happen. So let's do it. Okay, that's interesting. In case you didn't know, if you're on YouTube, you just found me randomly by a search, I am not a woo-woo yoga instructor. I am a practical yoga instructor. The woo-woo comes, you know what I mean? It comes. And it comes by virtue of breathing and moving and quieting your mind and doing all the things that make yoga the chef's kiss that it is, without all the lingo, without all the language, without all the rinsing of your spinal fluid. Newsflash, you cannot rinse your spinal fluid. The only time that your spinal fluid should be exiting your body, well, is when you have a spinal tap. Done it. It's a fluid check. I just considered it my 300,000 mile oil check. And let me tell you, it ain't fun, in case you were wondering. That being said, this is my book. Everybody's schlepping a book. Everybody is schlepping a book. So why not me too? The fucking yoga book. Yoga for the rest of us. All of the benefits, none of the bullshit. This is, have you ever been to a yoga class and wondered what the fuck, right? You all have been. If you're here, you have been. And then this is talking about the tradition of yoga, talking about the origins of yoga, talking about what yoga is, and most importantly, if you are not going to be a bhakti practitioner or a Buddhist or a Hindu, what yoga isn't, and what it shouldn't be. And then, you know, kind of the intos and out ofs and what it does for you and how it's good for you. And yes, you will fart. Usually it's me. Burping or farting is always going to accompany yoga. And then my goal, I have so many goals. There's a second book that's just about poses, the origins of the pose, the mythology behind the poses, right? And then because Desikachar, TKS Desikachar, or Krishmachara. I think Desikachar is my dude and Krishmachara was his father. He was no dummy. If you attach mythology to shit, it becomes mythological. Just look at the Bible. So that's the second book. And it's going to be called, You Want Me to Put My Foot Where? Anyway, you know, if you just really didn't understand what yoga, the thing about yoga, this is for you. It is an ebook. It is an audiobook. You can hear my dulcet tones swearing up a storm, or you can read it. It's available on Amazon. If you want to email me directly through my website, you can buy it from me directly, and I will sign it for you and send it to you. I don't know if they have it at it is available through your bookshops, but you might have to ask them to get it for you. What are we fucking doing today? Oh, yoga. Starting in comfortable seated position. Whatever that looks like for you. So staff pose is a comfortable seated position for some of us. Legs extended. Now I'm sitting on the very edge of this blanket because it helps tilt my pelvic cradle just a little bit, my pelvic bone, and it takes some pressure off of my low back. You could tuck a pillow or a bolster behind your knees. If you wanted, you know what, I should just get a yoga bolster for demonstration purposes. Like I don't have enough flotsam in this room. Oh, funny story. We've been slowly letting the pitties out in the house. They have been very good with my dad. It helps that they're afraid of his walker. But they're also afraid of the cat, so that's also good. And they leave her alone, which has been our primary worry about the dogs. And Aoife found her way into the yoga room. There's no dogs allowed in the yoga room, but she found her way into the yoga room and discovered balls. Balls of all sizes, balls. There's that giant purple one, and my Grace chair ball, and all of these stabilization balls, and of course the tennis balls. And when I came in, she came bolting out because I couldn't find her. And when I came into the yoga room, there were balls everywhere. Everywhere. You know, normally I try to keep them kind of tidy in the rings. And She had them. She was just going to crazy with all the balls. The purple ball was out. My chair ball was out. The tennis balls were everywhere. She was having a ball, for lack of a better pun. Anyway, she didn't eat any of them, thank goodness. But she was having herself a little party. So now they're tidy. Let's one leg out, one leg in. This is Modified Z-Sit. You might like this one better. I really like this one, especially if I'm feeling real tight in the hips. We're almost always tight in our hips. More ladies, it's more about you than my men. Only because of the way we have to carry our weight, right? Our center of gravity is lower because we have, some of us have this uterus or the space for a uterus, and so that is a lower center of gravity. Which means our hips and low back have to do a lot of fucking work. Last bit of coffee. Or you can join me in pleasant seated pose. This is not crisscross applesauce. This is not fucking lotus. This is both legs. Ooh, it's chilly in here. In parallel on the mat. If in either of those positions your knees are really high and you feel like you're leaning backwards, you're making a face that might inspire some Botox. I'm not judging Botox, I just can't fucking afford it anymore. Tuck a pillow or a blanket underneath your knees and so that will help you relax forward. The other thing is, a yoga bolster would be very helpful if you're really, really tight in your hips or you're really, really uncomfortable sitting on the floor. There's a round poof. It's a bolster and you can sit on it and then it really does help. You know what? I'll just get one and maybe we'll use it in yin or something. I'll do a yin practice. I don't know. All right. Pulling the attention and awareness from the external to the internal, taking a scan of the body, checking in, state and quality of the physical form. What are you doing and how are you feeling about it? No, sorry. Where are you feeling tension and tightness? What have you been doing over the last few days? What are you planning on doing forward the next few days? Moving that attention and awareness into the space and quality of your thinking. We want to check in. What's going on with the brain there? Are you spinning? I have been spinning this morning and I had to stop myself. And here's what I would like to invite you to do. There's no stopping the spinning. It starts without us, right? We go there, particularly when it's important or, something that we've been invested in. Hold that, right? Just take a moment and ask yourself, to what end, how is this helping my mental health? How is this helping my emotional state? This is a waste of energy. So then slide that off to the side. And then, there's to-do lists and there's worries and there's the world and there's things around us. When I taught, when we had homeroom when I was a teacher, and we talked about, right, our circle of influence. So there's us, and then there's our immediate circle, which is our family, and then there's an extended circle, which includes friends, maybe some extended family, and then there's the world at large. And all of those things, right, affect us depending on where we're directing our energy. And so right now, for this time, I would like you to shush all of those external circles and move yourself into your narrowest sphere of existence, and that's you, right? Pulling that silence into the attention of our breath. Now, I've been struggling with the breath. I'm still struggling with the breath because I had this weird virus. I'm still kind of froggy in my throat. But pulling that attention into the breath. Traditionally in yoga, we breathe into and out of our nostrils. That's not a really fun word, but whatever. If it's driving you crazy to do that or you just can't, excuse me, just breathe. I want you to notice the movement and physicality of your body as you breathe. The breath is not just your lungs. The breath is not just your nose. The breath is your ribs and your transverse abdominis and your latissimus dorsi and your trap and your pecs and your delts and the trapezius, and then these strap muscles that I always forget the name of. It's all of those things, right? That's what moves the breath. The intercostals are those tiny little muscles around between your rib cage. Slowly increasing the length of your inhale, and then work to balance it against the exhale. Now, for me, this was morning groove. It's first thing in the morning. It does not have to be the most powerful breath you've got. Even just a little longer than that intuitive breath would be lovely. And even under our, even in Vinyasa yoga, which is the strongest practice we do together, you don't have to be hissing like Darth Vader, right? Wherever you are at, exhale all the air out of the lungs. We're reaching down towards the mat. Nice big sweep on up to the ceiling. And exhaling to release those fingertips down. We're connecting the breath to the movement of the body. If you feel out of breath at any time on this path that we're on, terrible sentence, awkward sentence, nice big reach on up. I'm going to change my phraseology because a terrible sentence would be, I need $300 million or $3 billion for a ballroom to keep myself safe. That's a terrible sentence. Nice big inhale up. Awkward sentence. Double preposition. It slipped out. I can't help it. I can help it. A little bubbling rage. Boop. A little burp. One more time in both directions. This is just... Man, if you are not feeling that, you are in pretty good shape, Mrs. and Misters and Mrs. and theys and the thems and the z's and the I don't know what else. All of you. Nice big inhale up. Tracing fingertips down, let's take a forward fold. We are going to rest on our forearms. I'm going to go to the knees. Now, mind you, pressure on the knees is external rotational pressure, leverage. And it means I'm getting a little bit of a strong response, a little stronger, there we go, response, awkward sentence, in this fold in the hips. You could go knees, calves, ankles, block, or floor, depending on where you're feeling this. Walking hands back, nice lovely stretch on up to the ceiling. Exhaling hands down to the hips, bowing the chin. Take a tilt of the ear over to one side. Releasing the chin forward and taking a sweep of the head over to the other side. We semicircle here, we don't head circle. The reason we don't head circle, I did just get a question about this, is because if you're looking up and turning your head, you are grinding your cervical spine. Any position on your spine would be lovely not to grind. We don't want to grind those vertebral, there we go, phalanges. Tracing the fingertips around the front of the body, slowly stacking cervical spine, changing the placement of the legs. Oh, hips. So much hip. Nice big inhale up. I'm going to cactus squeeze it. I'm going to open the palms to the ceiling and go a little bit further. Sweeping arms around. Now, I'm not taking a big C curve here. I'm just reaching shoulder blades, shoulders, collapsing the chest a little bit, coming on up, big circle, big squeeze. Open those arms up, reach a little bit further. Dropping fingertips around just upper body. So this is not a big C curve. Again, this is rhomboids. Ooh, feeling that in my delts. And inhaling up, let's go ahead and take forward fold. Reaching on down, tucking the chin. Again, I'm going forearms to knees, calves, ankles, blocker, floor. I have been having knee issues, and that means tight adductors right there. Tight adductors and hip flexors are tight hips, and that's how that translates. So if you have a knee ache, it is insertion points from adductors and hip flexors. Maybe a little quad action right there. Unwinding the spine. Nice big inhale up. Releasing hands down to hips. Bowing the chin. Take a tilt of the ear over to one side. Bowing the chin forward. Taking a tilt of the ear over to the other side. One more time in both directions. Bowing the chin forward, trace the fingertips around the front of the body, slowly stacking cervical spine. I'm going to unwind the legs. I'm going to go wide angle. I'm staying up on the blanket, walking those heels out to the widest angle that is the most comfortably uncomfortable. If you're making a face, you've gone too far. I want you to pull that in a heel toe, right? We're sitting up as straight as we can. Open up these shoulders, and I'm going to rock into a leg. Now I'm doing nothing but keeping my shoulder open and rotated. I don't want to collapse into this fold. And I'm going to slide and rock into the other. Okay, so that one's going up my transverse abdominis. QL's left side. It's always the left side, man. Now, I was told by a Pilates instructor, yoga and Pilates are all about balancing the imbalance between our physical sides. And I was told that one side tightness is because the dominant hand, which is the opposite side, you're always bracing the body in that direction. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds good. That's the problem nowadays. It's always been our problem as human beings. All right, I'm going to come forward and just tilt. Is that sometimes things we hear, while not true, sound plausible. Whenever I get into that mode, I always look it up. I always double check because I don't want to have something sound plausible and be utter bullshit. None of the bullshit. That's what it is here. Plenty of my own. and unwinding. All right, we're gonna tuck behind the knees and bring the legs in. I'm gonna go right foot to left knee. I'm cupping the curve of my knee with the arch of my foot. Now look how high my knee is, and that's because I'm sitting on this blanket. So I'm gonna pop down off that blanket. Now you don't have to. And I'm gonna move this blanket under my leg. See how I can be a good yoga instructor? I've got a fuzz on me. What the hell was that? I don't know. Do not know. Dog slobber? No, I had my shirt on. I don't know. All right. Resting. See? Resting my knee. I'm going to take this left side, because that's my left leg forward. If your right leg is forward, take your right arm, and I'm tucking that behind my body. I'm going to bring the opposite arm up. Inhaling. I'm reaching up and over. Big hamstring stretch here. Inhaling up. Exhaling. And one more time. Bringing that left arm out. Reach down along that leg somewhere. Take a little leverage, and we're hanging out here. Breathe, unclench the teeth. Now I'm going to lean to the left, just a tiny little rotation. And then I'm leaning to the right. Unwinding. Whoo! Hot flash. That was a big release of tension. I'm going to bring my left foot in. I'm moved the blanket to the left side, right leg extended. Try to keep your hips square. So you might have to slide your right hip back a little bit because the tendency is to rotate with that extension. Because my right leg is extended, I'm tucking my right arm back. Woo! I'm working on a hamstring cramp. Excuse me, nice big inhale. Exhale, up and over. So I want to go up and out, I guess is the best way to describe that. Coming on down, unwinding that right arm. Reach down somewhere that leg, okay? And take hold, some leverage. Oh, there it is, left side tightness, man. I'm not even having to rotate into that tightness. I had to rotate into that tightness on the other side. Okay, I'm going to lean a little to the left. I'm going to just rotate a little to the right. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to rotate a little bit, shift a little to the left. Shifting a little bit to the right. Oh, hell no. A little bit to the left. And a little to the right. Walk it back. Oh. Tucking fingers behind the knees. And now let's move. Knees, hands and knees. I like to pad my knees with a blanket. I'm going to take a block between my ankles. Did you hear my ankles and knees crick and cruck and pop? That's just air. When it's cricking and crackling and popping, it's just air in your, I want to say synovial fluid, but I don't think that's right. This is what happens when you watch too many. Well, I've been watching The Pit. If you haven't watched The Pit, you should. But if you don't, if watching medical drama makes you anxious, don't, because it's pretty intense. And then I watch a lot of murder, so, there's always a pathologist talking about fluids. Again, sounds plausible. Coming out hands and knees. I'm going to move the heels of my hands out in front of my shoulders, lining the base of my thumb up to the center of my shoulder delt. Inhale. Is that my delt? I don't know. I shouldn't even try it today. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, a little scoop of the belly. Drawing back into the fold. Turn the palms up. Turn the palms down. Inhaling forward. And again, tucking the chin, taking the forearms down, scooping the belly, drawing back into the fold. And one more time. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Coming on forward, let's take a what the fuck lean. Ooh, there's some hip action. Sorry, I'm making a little noise over here, but it just feels good to be able to breathe. All right, let's come through center, tuck the toes, and take a press into the feet. I want to come up and press down into the heels. Now, I'm not changing my feet position. I'm not changing my hand position. I'm in pike's pose here. I've got soft squish in the knee. I'm soft in the elbows. I'm just stretching through calves. Inhaling down, Chakravakasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, drop back into the fold. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. Hot flash. Inhaling forward, what the fuck lean. Rock forward with that lean. Hoo, 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 hoo. And rock back. Ooh, working on a foot cramp on the left side. What the fuck lean. Stay leaning, rock forward. Rock back. Come back to center, tuck those toes, press into the feet. Rocking up, tuck into pikes. I'm going to move forward just a skosh and lean into one foot. And lean into the other. And lean, soften the elbows, and lean. Bring it on down, Chakravakasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, take that fold, take a rock to one side, and rock to the other side. Inhaling forward, what the fuck lean. Come up with that hip staying rotated or pushed into that hip. Woo! Lean back. Other side, just straight out. Rock forward. Rock back. Come to the center. Press into the feet. Rock forward into the hands, into our downward facing dog. Press into a heel. Press into the other heel. Send that left leg nice and tall up. And bring it forward for a runner stretch. This is right side hip flexor stretching. Tilt and look away. Tilt into the right and look over the left shoulder. Unwind it. We're going to come up. Big long lift. Back into hands and knees. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Scoop the belly. Drop back into the fold. Little rock side to side. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. Make a fist. Thumb outside. Make a fist. Thumb inside. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Let's come on up. What the fuck? Lean. Rock it forward. Slide it back. To the other side. Lean. Rock it forward. Rock it back. Tuck the toes. Press into the feet. I would like you to adjust your ankles. So some of us are going to pronate. Some of us are going to supinate. I want you to rock into parallel. Coming on up, step forward a skosh, lean into a heel. Soften the elbows, soften the knee, lean into the other heel. Right leg, nice tall lift here. Bring it forward, straight up into runner stretch. Palms are sweating, hot flashing, hot flashing. Lean into that hip a little. See what I did there? I rotated and then look over that opposite shoulder. Son of a gun. Now I'm working to keep pressure off of my thumbs so they're tucked. Unwind a skosh. Right leg lift. Big stretch. Bring it back to center. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Scoop the belly. Rock and roll. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, spread them nice and wide. I gotta adjust. Short-waisted. Yoga tights are not made for short-waisted people. All right. Coming on up. What the fuck, lean. Rock forward. Plus I'm carrying 10 extra pounds, maybe 15. I don't really give a shit. Here's what I did. I'm not ashamed to it. Well, am I embarrassed? No. Come into center, tuck the toes, and press into the feet. So if you are on a GLP-1-1, I'm not judging you. You made that choice. Your doctor helped you make that choice. It's all fine. Coming on forward, rocking it up. Step in. I think that it has its place. I don't love push into a heel that it's being marketed towards women every step of the way. Okay, we're going to lengthen that left leg. Coming forward into our runner stretch. I went to take the quiz. You know what I mean? I fell into the trap of marketing. I was thinking, well, 10, 15 pounds would be lovely. My rings would fit. My clothes would be baggy. I'm looking for baggy clothes. Lengthen that leg up. Sweep it around for Ekapada. Press into the right hip. My knee is at or behind my heel. Lengthen that leg, take a bow. But here's where I fell. I ended up on Reddit. Now, I like Reddit. Heel toe it out. Whew. Chakravakasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, draw back into the fold, rock and roll side to side, wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists. And everyone had the same story. Regardless of what they were taking. Lean. There's a whole bunch of different brands. There's microdosing, which is what I was looking into. Lean. Now I haven't had my A1C checked in a while. I've been fighting. I have not been fighting. I've been trying to lower my A1C. Tuck the feet. Now, that means I'm not drinking wine during the week, or I'm not drinking alcohol during the week at all. Rock it on up. Step it forward. Press into a heel. Soften the elbows. Shrug the shoulders. Press into the other heel. Right leg lift. I'm going to bring it forward for runner stretch. Coming to the tops of my hands. Lean and look. And listen, of course I'd love to lose 10 or 15 pounds. Of course I would. Lengthen the leg. Heel toe it around. But here's what I found out on Reddit. In multiple discussions, people had, intestinal distress. Lengthen the leg. Stomach is upset, diarrhea, all the things. And then when they stopped taking it, they gained all of their weight back. Now, I'm not looking for a miracle, right? I know that it's diet and exercise. I do. Let's heel toe that foot around. I don't lose weight easily. I have the body of a Mexican peasant. Chakravakhasana bow. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, and take a rock. I have thunder thighs, which I'm proud of. I have booty boot when I'm working out. I am as my husband likes to say, a sturdy woman. I am an honest, sometimes size 10, sometimes size 12, sometimes size 14, depending on the brand. But, consistently I'm a size 12, which I don't consider plus. Take it back. I don't even like the size. I don't even like that idea of a plus size. That's bullshit. I am the size I am. We are the size we are. Take it up into our downward facing dog. Press into a heel. Shrug the shoulders, soften the elbows. I love that my body does what I ask it to. I don't mind being sore the next day. I don't mind the work. Right now, I'm just fighting the mental and emotional issues to get my ass in gear. I think that we all exist in this transition between our immediate sphere and the external sphere, and then the furthest sphere, especially in the climate in the fucking United States. Anywhere, right? Just having this time to be on the mat is a fucking privilege. So I don't even know why I'm worrying about this extra 10, 15 pounds. Lengthen that leg. But I went on and started taking the quiz. This was where I was going. Bring that leg forward. We're popping up into a low lunge. And then I'm going to bring my foot in. Look, I'm balancing here. And I'm going to lengthen it up. Single-legged standing balance. Also sometimes called needle pose. Step back. Plant the hands. Step back. Come to the knees. Chakravakhasana bow out. Tuck the chin. Take the forearms down. Scoop the belly. Draw back. Little rock side to side. Wiggle the fingers. Roll the wrists. God, I fucking love yoga. Anyway. I was thinking, well, maybe microdosing isn't as bad. Maybe a tiny little bit is not going to cause me all kinds of distress. Lean. Center it up. Press into the feet. So I started taking the quiz. First of all, it's not cheap. No matter what they say, $89 a month. It's $300 a month. Every single place is $300 a month. I don't know, unless you've got a better hookup. Not generally covered by insurance. Lengthen that leg if you even have insurance. And runner stretch. Lean and look. Oh my God. Do you have asthma? Do you have neurological problems? Do you have kidney problems? Do you have I bet 30 questions outlining health, asking about risk, sweep that leg around, all the things. I mean, really things. And you're not under a doctor's care, technically. Lengthen that leg. You're getting a video conference with a doctor. I mean, allegedly. All right, we're going to tuck the back foot. I'm going to shift forward. I'm taking a pause here and lengthening up. The reason I'm taking a pause there, because it's morning groove yoga. I'm not amping up the energy nice and tall. Sorry, with that leg, I'm not trying to amp up that energy. Coming down to the knees, Chakrakasana bow. Inhaling at center. Exhale, tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, draw it back into the fold. Ooh, rock heavy to one side. Lean, 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 lean. And rock heavy to the other side. All right. Coming on forward. Again, pulling up my tights. They just roll down. It's like pantyhose. Why are we coming back to tights? Leggings. It's just a version of pantyhose. What the fuck are we doing? I don't know. You wouldn't catch me dead in a pair of pantyhose. You better not catch me dead in a pair of pantyhose. And why do we think leggings are so much better? They're just pantyhose, man. I might go back to my yoga pants. The reason I'm in leggings is so you can see my knees. Let's face it, it's about alignment and helping you see what I'm doing. I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to go back to my yoga pants. All right. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. GLP/1s. Massive amount of health questions, all just that seemed more terrifying and more intense the further I got into the quiz. And then I thought, what the fuck am I doing? I am just now, it is 2026. Long COVID fucked me up. If you didn't know me pre-2020, I was teaching 18 hours of fitness a week. Sometimes 20, 22 hours if I was covering somebody's class. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. 5 yoga, plus Tuesday, 6 yoga classes a week. 6 yoga classes a week. Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday. 4 cycle classes a week. A calisthenics class, a Pilates class, and then sometimes I was covering other people's shit. It was not a light load. Plus, I was fucking running 3-5 times a week, up to 10 miles. I'd never broke 10 miles. That's a lie. I was in the 8-mile range. I would hit 8 miles and then I would hit my wall and then I had to quit. I mean, I just couldn't get past 8 miles. No, I think it was hydration. Jimmy and Marito. Mwah! Anyway, coming on back. COVID stopped me cold. I was in... And then, you're just coming back. You're just walking to the mailbox. You're going to the end of the driveway. You're figuring out if you can get to the corner of the block. I mean, it was crazy, right? Couldn't breathe, couldn't move. Fucked me up hard. Now, and then, of course, I developed chronic and severe asthma. I had the brain fog. I have the fatigue. I had the paresthesia. I have all the things. And I was so frustrated. I still am frustrated. Take a little slide side to side. All right, we're going to move to cool down. Sorry. Taking a windshield wiper sweep. And a windshield wiper sweep. And I have just never gotten my physicality back, right? I've never gotten my mental clarity back. And I'm just starting now. I have a different pulmonologist who's focused on long COVID, and the nurse practitioner. Amber, man, I know you're not doing this one because of reasons, but I will call you. I'll shout you out in the Vinny Yoga flow this week. Tilt. Anyway, Amber, we were almost, outside of me being like 15, 20 years older than her, I got West Nile in 1998 and was in the hospital for 3 months. Amber got West Nile in 2014 and was in the hospital for 3 months. Then we both got long COVID. Me in 2020, Amber in 20... When did you get it? I don't remember when you told me. A little bit later. Heel toe it in. Anyway, Dr. Light, I am going to shout you out. Changed my life. So all the, and studies are coming out with things that are helping long haul COVID. Saeed! Anyway, I am starting to come back mentally. My mental clarity, my energy level is improving. 6 years, people, 6 years. And I still have severe asthma, chronic severe asthma that I need medication every day. Anyway, what am I fucking around for with the GLP-1? That's what I'm just saying. Just for my 10 to 15 extra pounds. Why? Tuck the fingertips over the knees, draw them up and in for Apanasana. We are being marketed this idea of heroin thin again, right? Oh, get on this GLP microdose. You can just lose that 10 pounds. Why? Why? Inhaling out and coming on back. Oh, rock and roll it. All right, we're moving into final relaxation. It is morning energy groove. This is a morning energy groove. Morning groove? Whatever. If you want to take a nice deep relaxation, go into traditional Shavasana. Legs extended, arms at your sides, palms up. Tuck a pillow behind the knees, put a blanket, underneath your hips and low back. I want all of that pelvic lumbar structure in the same plane. You could roll a blanket under the back of your neck. I am going to go feet on the mat, knees to the ceiling. I'm letting those knees tent in a little bit. Arms in cactus. This is a lovely, this will keep the energy light. This will keep, you can relax and we can do our mindfulness and all of the ooey gooey, the yoga nidra, but you won't get super deep into it. I need to get up off this mat and go do the grocery shopping today. That's my deal. If you're gestating a human being, lay on your side that you're allowed to lay on. I don't know which one that is. Bolster between the knees, arm over the top of the pillow, support your head. Tom is laying on his belly with his forehead supported on the back of his hands. That's perfectly fine too. You could take seated meditation. You could be sipping the last of your coffee. You could do those things. Pulling that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking. In the state and quality of your forehead, and think about the little tiny muscles there and all of the nerve endings around the eyes and into the temples and up into the scalp. You'd be surprised how often that we've got our scalp pulled tight and our eyebrows reached up to our forehead and the hairline, in just because we are tense and experiencing anxiety. Wiggle the nose, wiggle the jaw, unclench the teeth, let the tongue drop away from the roof of the mouth. Take a little shake of the head, no. Notice the base of the neck and follow the spine down between the shoulders. Shake the arms, wiggle the fingers. Maybe take a little rock side to side with the torso. Tuck the hips up and then let the torso sink into toward the floor. Give me a length of the leg, rock and roll the ankle, wiggle the toes. And then let the energy out of that leg. Do the same on the other side. And then feel the entire body. Release any last little bits of energy. Pulling that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your thinking and check in. Now, some things might be scratching at your awareness, right? There might be some ideas, some emotions, some to do. We want to slide those things off to the side. And we're going to hold on to this silence that we've built. And anchor that silence into the breath and just be in the breath, following that nice, relaxed inhale, soft, silent exhale. Pull some deeper breaths into the lungs. Big filling inhales, big sighing exhales. Now, sorry, before I start that, I should have said you're in your own space, you're on your own time. You can stay a little bit longer in this relaxation if it's going to work for you. I'm going to take a big inhale, exhale. I'm stretching my arms out to the side, reaching those arms up into a big Y-shaped getting out of bed stretch. Bringing a knee up, giving it a big power squeeze, rocking and rolling ankles, bringing the other knee up, taking a rock side to side, roll from one hip, cross to the other. Oh yeah, right there. Until you're ready to rock completely over to one side. We're peeling our upper body off the mat first. Coming on back into comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. It might be different than when you started. That's all right. Moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your physical form. How are we feeling on this end of the practice? God, I fucking love yoga. Moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of your breath. How does it feel? I'm actually letting go of some of that heat in my lungs from this virus. That's lovely. Finally moving that attention and awareness into the state and quality of our thinking. Now, here's where you get to decide how the rest of your day is going to go. We decide. Are there things that we are committed to doing? Yes. Compulsory things? Yes. Get those things in line in your priority list, and then you can let some of those other things go, right? If you're like me, something gets added to your to-do list every damn day. It's just this is what happens, right? You get one thing done, 3 things get added. That's the nature of our life is just one big fucking to-do list. That's okay. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a chance to feel productive, to be successful. It doesn't have to be 20 things. It can be 3 or 5. It's all good. Let it go. Blinking eyes open, releasing practice. I'm going to take a lovely stretch out. Oh, taking a moment to honor your body for doing what you asked it to do today and all the hard work it does to get you from one end of the week to the other. Man, I'll tell you what. Some days it's easy, some days not so much. I definitely feel like we've jumped a timeline. I don't know. This isn't my timeline and I want to get off. I got nothing else. I got nothing for you. I mean, grace and kindness, motherfuckers, but it doesn't seem to be working. That was kind of a dark finish. Let's just go grace and kindness and start with yourself and then move, pick something for somebody else that will make you feel easier, fulfilled, kinder, right? I am committed to making a weekly drop off to the food bank. That's what I'm doing. It's within my realm. I could throw a couple of extra things in my grocery shop and then I take it to the food bank. Things that may not necessarily be there, right? Pet food, sanitary napkins, diapers, baby wipes, toothpaste. Those are all things you can't get on SNAP. When I was on food stamps, that's what that was called back in the day, you couldn't get personal items. You could only get it food. And if you are food scarce, if you are food insecure, you are also insecure in the other things. So think about that. My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. All of the benefits. None of the fitness bullshit. There's plenty of bullshit here. It just doesn't have to do with anything to do with yoga. Ciao.